it's a kind of a damp, dreary Friday, and you'll be seeing this tomorrow on Saturday, but I'm over here with Bill and Evie Reed, and we're having a cup of coffee, and got this great mug that we're drinking out of. What's the story behind these mugs that Evie and I have?
Well, I was born in Norway, and am proud of that, and still have family there. And my granddaughter and her husband visited, and they brought us back these mugs.
So how long did you live in Norway?
3 years.
So you when you moved from Norway, where did you move?
Massachusetts.
And what brought your family to Massachusetts?
Well, they knew that Norway was a very poor country back then. It was before oil was discovered. And they knew that the future for becoming better was in America. So they decided to come here. Yeah.
So where in Massachusetts?
Well, Dorchester.
Okay, Dorchester. Bill, where did you grow up?
Belmont.
In I grew up in Dorchester.
Okay.
And just moved around the whole suburb, you might say.
And where along your journey did you two meet?
Oh, high school.
High school, okay. Dorchester High School, is that?
No, Lexington Christian. Well, it was Christian High School in Harvard Square at that time. Now it is now Lexington Christian Academy in Lexington, Mass.
Okay. So, and you met in high school and you started dating?
We did.
And how long before you got married?
Oh, not too long. We've been married for a long time.
What year did you get married in? We'll do the math.
52? Was it 52? 1952.
So 68 years. Or almost 68.
That's right, yeah. Yeah.
We got married on Norwegian Independence Day.
Ah, which is what day?
May 17th.
17th of May.
Huh. So 68 wonderful years, huh?
Yeah, up and down, but wonderful.
So Cindy and I had been married for 40 years, but she usually tells people that she's been happily married for about 22 of them.
That's good.
So how have you been managing yourselves through this pandemic?
Well, I've been reading.
What do you like to read?
Well, I've been reading now, where's my book? The Lilac Girls. It's about Germany during the war. Very, very interesting.
Is that a book you got from the library?
Yes.
The Guildford Library is a really special place, isn't it?
Yes, I called them and asked them if they had it, and they said yes, and brought it out to me when I picked it up.
Oh, it's amazing what they've been able to do through this tough time.
And Bill, what do you do to keep yourself busy? Okay.
She just finished reading the book about Churchill's wife.
Yeah, Churchill's wife. That was interesting, too. He wouldn't have been anything without her.
I bet. That's probably true of a lot of us, huh?
I think so.
So Bill, what do you do to stay out of trouble?
Well, I'm a gadget guy. And I always like to tweak things and fix things and repair things. And so I do that, and you'll see it. I got a big 1,000-picture puzzle.
Oh, yeah, Cindy enjoys putting puzzles together.
Does she?
Yeah, I like to steal one piece and hide it.
Well, I got one. I can show you. You know, the farmer and his wife, they call it the classic. Well, I got finished, and there was one missing. So what I did, because I wanted to take a picture of it, I put it on a board, and I got the cardboard, and I painted black underneath it, and I took the picture. No, you never.
Oh, that's great.
And you know what? It was months. We found the other piece.
Where'd you find it?
It was on a like a ledge in the kitchen or something like that. How it got there, we don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you met in Dorchester and went to high school together, got married, and how did you end up in New Hampshire?
Well, as a kid, I used to go to Rumney to the camp, a boys' camp up there, and I grew to love New Hampshire. But this is a long story. We started in, Evie, when I met her, she lived in Belmont, Mass, which is one of the up and coming.
So the Norwegians did quite well.
Her mom and dad worked hard, you know.
Oh, gosh.
And she used to come from Belmont to Boston, the Christian high school, and I came from Dorchester on the elevated. And then we, after we got married, we lived in Belmont for a while. Then we moved to Arlington, then Lexington, and then Seattle, Washington.
Ah, what kind of work were you doing?
No, I'll give you a question. What's the biggest, how did you put it? The biggest, say, ministry or avocation you could be in. I'll tell you. I had a friend ask me one time, how's the things in my business? The second biggest. He says, you know, that's the second biggest avocation. I said, how can you say that? He says, cleanliness is next to godliness. And I've been in the selling commercial laundry equipment. In fact, I was thinking the Lake Region Hospital has their own building with just got all of our equipment in it. And we sold investments in coin laundries to investors all over New England. And then we moved to Seattle for a while and owned a business out there and did the same thing out there. And then we came back and sold the business, came back here and worked for the last 18 or so years before we retired for a company called Daniels Equipment Company. And they are the biggest distributor of coin laundry and big equipment in New England now.
So what year did you move to Bedford?
1994, something like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We were there until 2016.
And now you live in Concord, but right today we're in your summer place, which is over on Scenic Drive, one of my favorite little streets to ride my bike down.
Oh,
and
do you?
Yeah, almost every day we head this way and head over to Illaquoya and then loop around. But a lot of walkers and runners and bike riders on this street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see you there, but anyway.
I'm the guy with training wheels on my bike.
Oh, I see you all the time.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
I mean, I'd see Evie walks all over the world.
Huh.
I climbed to Mount Washington.
Yeah, I did that race 6 times. You run up the hill, well, you run up the auto road.
Whoa.
No.
You ran that?
Yeah, no.
Back in the day when I was pretty good, well,
Yeah.
I was an okay runner.
Yeah.
Impressive.
That was back in the day. I was an okay hiker, too.
Yeah, my buddy's hiking with his son tomorrow on Mount Washington.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice climb.
So do you walk every day?
Mm-hmm.
And how far?
Oh, probably 3-4 miles.
Excellent.
Yeah.
From here to the Marina.
Yep.
And to Illaquoya and back.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's a great walk.
And she's
So
very faithful
It's a
in it.
great walk.
What time do you go?
Early in the morning. Not early. Like usually about 9 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, we're out there by on the bike by 6 o'clock. Well,
Yeah.
I usually do other things before that, but by 6:30 we're on the bikes.
Oh, boy.
So we're done by 7:30 or usually.
Yeah. I notice when your little messages come, the time. And
I usually wake up at about 4 o'clock.
wow.
But Cindy wakes me up at about 7:30 and says, if you're going to sleep, you might as well go upstairs. So that's my little routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Good for you.
And how did you discover the Guildford Community Church?
Oh, goodness. We wanted a church that was close by. We didn't want to have to drive any distance. And
We were, when it was, the addition was being built, we started to go up there to the to the library. And we saw, when it was finished, we thought we'd try it, see if we'd like it. We've been there ever since.
Awesome. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, one day I remember, this was a couple of years ago, I'm walking down the hallway, and it's a Tuesday or Wednesday. No one should be in the sanctuary normally. I mean, not that they shouldn't be in there, but typically no one would be in there. And I hear this beautiful noise coming from the piano. And I walk in there, and Bill is playing a beautiful song. How long have you had musical aspirations and talents?
Well, when I was a kid, they found that I could sing.
Huh.
And so I started singing very young in Sunday school. First time I ever sang was like on Children's Day, in the cross of Christ I glory, towering all the wrecks of time. That's the way. So I started singing. Then I started playing, getting into the organ. I was taking piano lessons, but the organ has been really my instrument.
Huh.
And I got in trouble because I was getting into it and I shouldn't. So they put a padlock on the organ. But I found a way to get underneath the cover.
And, oh, good for you.
And then but I couldn't play. I could play the foot pedals.
Well, you know, there was a big mansion. I think it was in Brookline, Massachusetts, and they had a wonderful organ in
the Dane estate.
It was the Dane estate, and they had a beautiful organ in there, and he could go in there. They let him go in there and practice and play, and that was really.
They had a music room, not as wide, but as longer than the church here, and they had a 4-manual pipe organ, and nobody in the place played. And my organ teacher was the organist of the First Presbyterian Church, and one of the chairmen of the elders, he was their man butler, and so it said, would you like to come up and try that organ? So Greg said to me one day, we're going up to a Dane estate, which today is a college, and play the organ up there. And I thought we were going to play like a little Hammond organ. And it turned out to be a beautiful pipe organ, a Hook and Hastings pipe organ, 4 manuals on it, which
that's enough.
Keyboards. Yeah. And so that's my history is I went to college. I was a music major at college.
Oh, and where did you go to school?
Houghton College in Houghton, New York.
Yep.
Up near Buffalo. And but then I came back and I knew I couldn't make a living if I wanted to have a family and so forth. So I got into the laundry business and been in it all my life. And
you cleaned up, huh?
cleaned up, yeah. Yeah.
And I know you have three daughters. Where do they live?
We have three daughters, and one lives in Massachusetts in Sudbury.
Okay.
And one lives in Connecticut, and one lives in, let's see.
Sudbury?
Sudbury is
Exeter.
Exeter.
Okay.
Oh, our youngest daughter, Linda, is an Episcopalian priest.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, she graduated from Harvard Divinity
School,
School, and she works at the Exeter Hospital over there as the spiritual counselor.
She's a chaplain.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, which of your daughters is married to the attorney who wrote the book that I read?
That's her.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her, the youngest one.
It was a beautiful thing in their lives. Linda was active in the Stevens ministry in the St. John Church in, I think it's St. John's, in Concord. And she felt she wanted to go to div school. And they had one son, and the son and the father and her husband said, "Mom, you go do it." And she did. She went through all the 4 years. And
wow, that's great.
Yeah, it was just so wonderful to see that.
So that's the youngest daughter. Then our oldest daughter is into bioethics. She has a law degree and a nursing degree, and they had a baby born prematurely, and there were a lot of ethical things having to do with saving the baby and what they wanted to do. So she became interested in the ethics of the medical profession.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So that's what she does, yeah. And then the middle daughter is an interior designer.
Huh. Huh. And I know your car license plate is Mimi R.
Mm-hmm.
So that your grandkids, how many grandkids?
6.
6, and so they call you Mimi R?
Just Mimi,
Mimi.
not R.
And 3 great-grandchildren.
And 3 great-grandchildren. And
Yeah.
it's probably been a while since you've been able to see them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest things about all this.
It really is, yeah.
The youngest one, grandchild, is a boy. He's an assistant coach of basketball at Dickinson College in Pennsylvania. And you made me think of him, he was just here, because his folks have a place here, for maybe 3 weeks. So he went back a week ago, so, yeah.
So what's on your schedule for today?
My schedule for today is you. No, I
Now, will you be able to walk on a day like today?
Oh yeah, I will today. I haven't gone yet, but I will usually go in the morning. But today I was waiting for you, so I will go later. And no, we just stay here pretty much. We don't mingle with too many people, or we try to stay.
Yeah, it's good to be
safe.
smart.
Yeah, yeah. But it's lonely too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, could we entice you and your wife to come in for breakfast?
Sure, we could be enticed.
Yeah, we'll have to set that up when
the time is right. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would love that.
No, you know, if you're going by here, it's no problem. I'm usually up that early anyway. Not the 4:30.
We would call you ahead of time. Not at 4:30.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me.
Well, thank you for coming.
Yeah, my pleasure. And you know, one of the things I've enjoyed through this pandemic is really getting to know people a little bit better.
Sure.
And for many people who may not know people's names, it's been a chance to put a name to a face and then a little bit about their story.
Well, that's what I've enjoyed watching, getting to know people a little bit that we wouldn't ordinarily know.
Yep.
Yeah. Because we sit in the same pew.
Yes.
All the time with the same people, so.
Exactly.
That's kind of nice.
We commend you for being in today's age using devices like this.
Well, I'm learning.
I think it's so great for the church
Yeah.
to know what's going on, and we've met some very nice people there.
Yes.
And one day we were coming back from being down the Alacoya, and who's walking but Anita. And we saw her, and we had waved going down. We didn't realize it was her.
Huh.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's a great little church.
Yeah.
It's a great church, yeah.
And it's made better by the two of you.
Well, I don't know about that. We don't
Yeah.
contribute too much, but
we
love being there and appreciate everything that the church does. Great community service.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing you back at 19 Powder Hill Road one of these days.
Right.
We are too.
We probably won't be there Sunday because we're staying away.
Yeah.
At our ages.
You haven't started yet, though, have you?
No, we were going to have service on Sunday in the gym, spacing everyone out.
Yeah.
But then, you know, with the surges going on throughout the country, and churches are really a hotbed for that.
Yeah.
And, you know, most of our members are my age and older, especially in the summer. So, you know, at-risk population, it just didn't seem, with what we'd have to do, you know, singing with a mask on.
Yeah.
I'd probably sound better with a mask on, but Bill wouldn't. So we're going to wait a little while. And then what we might do, like our phase 1 might be to do 2 services and require people to tell us ahead of time when they're going to come and cap them at like 50 people.
Yeah.
And then we could space them out and assign them seats because we have to take attendance. We have to keep the records. We have to know who sits near whom.
Yeah.
And we believe in science, and we believe the medical experts, and we want to be cautious.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
Well, thank you so much, and you have a great day.
Thank you.
You too.
for coming.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.